What you are about to see is a Markifact workflow that does more than 100 checks in your Meta ad account in just under a minute. What if I told you that the 3-hour Meta ads audit that you are doing every week can be automated in 1 minute? And not just done faster, actually done better. Today I'm showing you exactly how to set this up in Markifact. Let's be honest about what auditing Meta ads actually look like today. You open the ad manager, you are clicking through campaign, the Facebook UI is quite buggy so it takes time. You check the pixel, you check the conversion API, you look at the audience overlap, you look at the performance. You probably also copy numbers into spreadsheets and taking note about what to do in your account. Multiply this by every client account that you have, and you've got your junior media buyer spending all his time clicking and checking. And here is the worst part. We all know we are missing things. When you are on check 73 of the manual audits, your brain is just fried. But here is what makes it special. It explains what it found, why it matters, and what you can actually do to fix it. All formatted in a very clean Google Sheet that you can share with client. Enough with the theory, let's go in Markifact and let me show you how you can set this up. Okay, let's set up the workflow together. Once you are in Markifact, navigate to the template section, then look for Audit, and you will find Meta Ads Audit Checklist. Click on it and use the template. It will copy the template into your Markifact account. Then follow the setup guide. First step is to duplicate the template where all the checks are pasted. Just make a copy on your Google Drive. Once the copy is done, go back into Markifact, connect your Gmail account, and select the spreadsheet on your drive. There we go. Next step, connect your Meta account and your pixel. So I will use whatever account just for the example. And I can directly run the workflow. As simple as that. I don't need to do extra setup. Everything is already pre-built. So I will run the workflow and show you how it works. While the workflow is running, let me explain how it actually works. The workflow will get your Google Sheet, select the account, select the date range, and then you can see a bunch of different lines. Each line is actually a couple of checks. It can be checks like pixel details, conversion API, publisher block list, and a bunch of other checks. Usually how this works, the automation will get the data from Meta directly and then process the data with some Python code and output that very cleanly in your Google Sheet. While the workflow is running, let's go back into the Google Sheet to see how it works. The automation is going to write the data here in raw data. So it's going to make all the different checks, score them, pass, to check or fail, line by line. When the automation runs all the checks, it will use the data to output results in the main dashboard. And once all the checks are done, you will get an overall score and a scoring by category. The automation works with a scoring system. This is what allows to spot what's passing, what's to evaluate, and what failed. This is great because you can focus on what actually failed. The automation finished running, and you can see that it took only 88 seconds to audit my account. Let's save the workflow and let's go back into the Google Sheet so we can deep dive in what the automation actually checks. You can see the different checks are sorted by category. You have everything regarding campaign structure, tracking attribution, targeting an audience, budget and bidding, ads, and creative. You can see that the overall score for this specific account is around 38%, so we need to do some fixing. First, campaign structure, naming convention. The automation mentioned that we passed the test, but what's great is the automation is actually telling you why you pass or why you fail, so you know exactly how to fix it. For example, the automation estimates that our naming convention is great because we are using separators, the name of the campaign is long, and we are using correct CAS. Second example is naming convention coherence. So the automation estimate that our coherence could be better into the naming and give us a couple of action items. So the automation actually helped you fix it. The next check is campaign objective and event alignment. The automation mentions that we failed that specific check. And he mentioned whys. 4 of 48 sales ad sets are not optimizing for purchases. Event and goal is misaligned from campaign objective. And the great thing is that he also tells you which campaign or which ad set are affected. So it's very easy for you to go and fix it. Other category is tracking and attribution. So we can see that our pixel is connected properly to the ad account, that the pixel is receiving some events. Advanced matching is on, and first party cookies are enabled. So a bunch of classic checks done in a matter of seconds. However, the automation flags that conversion API is not enabled, so that's something that we could fix in that account. So now I can create a task in my management system and assign a team member to fix it. Another category is ads and creative. For example, ads per ad set volume. The automation recommends minimum 5 ads per ad set, and this is not respected in that campaign. No disapproved ads, so that's perfect. Some ads are missing URL tags or UTMs. Another very interesting check is the creative fatigue. By default, the automation has a threshold for healthy frequency, at risk, or fatigued. And the automation flagged that some campaigns are at risk because of high frequency. So you are going to tell me, okay, Julian, this looks nice, but the threshold that you add in the automation are not my threshold, not my quality standards for my agency. How can I modify the automation to add my own quality standards? For example, in my agency, we estimate that the frequency of 10 is great. Let me show you how you can fix that in the automation. As I explained, the automation will pull the data from the platform, and then a Python node will analyze the data and actually score. So what you have to do is to modify the Python code. I see you coming, already scared by the word code and Python. I get you. I'm not a dev myself, so I have no clue how to write Python. But what's great is that you can actually ask Markifact AI Copilot to fix that for you. Let me show you how this works. And let's use creative fatigue as an example. I select the node I want to change. I don't even have to go into the code and try to fix it myself. I will just ask Copilot. You see, by default, he knows that we are working on the creative fatigue. Okay, I would like to change the threshold number for the creative fatigue. I estimate that frequency of 10 is healthy, frequency of 20 is at risk, and a frequency of more than 30 is bad. And I send my message to the agent. So the agent will actually modify the code right in my node. You can see that the agent is actually updating the logic. The agent finished updating the code, so he actually wrote new code right there with the new parameters that we gave him. I will actually run the automation to show you. So let me go here. If you want to run just one check, you don't have to click run. You can just press the 3 dots and click run just over here. So it will only run that specific check. It will save credits and you don't have to run the entire automation again. You can see that the code worked, it processed the data properly and sent that to the Google Sheet. So let's check the creative fatigue. You can see that the threshold actually changed. That's perfect. This is what we want. Based on the new threshold that we added, you can see that most of the ads are now healthy. So this is how you can modify the audit very quickly. All right, I showed you how you can tweak the current checks. But what if you want to create your own checks specific to you? You can do it very easily. You duplicate current check, right click, duplicating the nodes. Then you need to connect that new branch to the workflow, so to the Google Sheet right there. Now it's connected. So what you got to do now is to modify the different nodes using the agent. So for the example, we are going to create a fake check and we want the automation to check all the ad sets. The one that have more than 2 ads are flagged as too many ads because we estimate that more than 2 ads per ad set is not good. So we'll just rename it too many ads per ad set. We will select the first node and we will explain to the agent what we want. I want to modify this node. I want you to check all my active ad sets in active campaigns. And I want you to export that data so we can analyze this with a Python node, because we want to flag all the ad sets that have more than 2 active ads. So the agent will make sense of that and will modify. All right, so the agent actually modified the entire branch right there. Cool. Let's run it and see what he come up with. So let's run the node. Let's see if it works. Check is done. Let's go back into the Google Sheet and see if we have the data. So he created a new feature, ads per ad set volume, did it by itself. He created the scoring system and gave us a description. Each ad set should have at most 2 active ads. Ad set exceeding the limit, which means more than 2 active ads, equal 0. So you see the agent was able to totally understand what we want and translate that into a workflow. So now we can add that new check into our report. So this is how you can actually customize that audit template to make it yours. So if you are ready to automate your meta ads audit, let me recap what you should do. First, head to markifact.com, link is in bio if you need, then start with their free tier if you want to just test it out. Second, grab the meta audit from the template gallery. Third, duplicate the template spreadsheet, connect your account and press play. And please drop a comment when you try it. Because at the end of the day, this is not about the tool. It's about what you can actually do as a marketeer when you are not drowning in manual work. It's about the creative strategies you can develop when you are not clicking in spreadsheets. It's only about the results when you fix issues before they become a problem. Welcome to the future of PPC automation, and as I always say, happy automating. See you in the next one.